Storm Fury, while Gates of Genie going this double guard ADC. Game number 1. Who's taking it home?
Well, I already know, you know, it's going to be a tough fought game type shit, but the Cthulhu and the Bacchus are just, they're a terrible frontline to deal with. I feel like Hercules is going to struggle, you know, just being the only man in there type shit.
I think I'm a little concerned with the knockup immunity that Bacchus is going to be able to present. Obviously, you can try to look for him outside of the burp, but I'm not sure we're going to get the mass amount of value that I would like to see. Especially from this Hercules. He's got a lot to live up to here. And I turn Taylor 1 up.
You can turn me down. Haha. Haha.
You talk now?
What?
Is that better?
Please don't make me too loud.
I'm
I do
trying.
get nervous.
You said them.
I'm
Wait, hold
quivering
on.
right now,
That's a heavily dropped. I'm not putting him at 200%. You got me messed up. That's a heavily dropped by Storm Fury wave number 1. We're potentially looking for a little something of a squabble. Fortunately, not able to find it. Bacchus able to get the stun off with plenty of damage from this Cthulhu. Is on her, trying his very best to fight through. Unfortunately, going to go down as first blood. And Gates of Genie going to secure first and purple buff. A little surprised we didn't drop Beach from this on her or get a potential jump away. I don't know if that was canceled. Unfortunately for them, a little bit of the lead already starting to accrue for Gates of Genie. It is always the rough spot as far as this traditional comp. Hercules is going to be a solo frontline agent. It's on her, actually looking to push this. Goes for those minis right away, off of seeing the double guard back. Red spawning in. Everyone has all outside of this on her due to him going down. Red should be confidently secured here, but Boulder from this Hercules securing red for Storm Fury. You talked about some confidence from Frozen Fighters. What do you think the win con is here for Storm Fury, Taylor?
Which one's the Star Fury again? Zero's team?
Yep. You can see it.
Yeah, no. It's, oh, you're absolutely correct, Blondie. I apologize here. The Zero's team, I'm just honestly, I don't know. You might have to wait until you get late game and try to win one of those, you know, one fight wins all types. You know, I really don't know. It's a scary situation to be in. I'm curious how many games they have under the belt together. Truly, I wonder if this is the first game they've actually come together.
That being the case, there's going to be plenty of learning curves and just building some of that chemistry. I'm excited to see what this roster can be able to do later on, especially going into the tournaments, if they're able to find that chemistry.
Yeah, it's just difficult sometimes, you know? You can have two extremely well players and they just clash in play styles.
Like me and you. What?
Well, you know, one of us wants to get in there and do damage and the other one wants to go fucking stare at a wall for XP or something, dude. I don't know, but you know, we get in there type shit.
I'm not a big fan of plates.
I know, you're skinny, anorexic blondie.
Wait, what? Johnson spawning in shortly. In mid lane. Chester being pulled central for Gates of Genie. First Dino Spikes online for everyone outside of this on her and Bacchus. I wonder which one watches the wall.
It's not Taylor One.
This game's gonna be played pretty passive until we get a big setup from this Hercules or a little bit of CC from the LaFay. if they're given this much ground, is Hachi going to be able to free farm and poke out with this range 1 consistently? Purple secured. Red buff spawning momentarily. And Gates of Genie looking for another double buff. Double neutral buff. Bacchus gets his blink caught, and unfortunately for him, unable to get a blink alt off on her. Drops beads and alt secure red. And a heavenly. How does this look? Is the on her able to get the jump away? He does. Now the Lefay is the only one in trouble. Nice little double stun from the Bacchus. Hachi with a big alt. Just not able to secure the kill on the Lefay. So all 3 alts dropped on both sides.
You know, this game might get better for the Hercules here once he gets his Thieves online, Blondie.
True.
He might be a force to reckon with.
A big push into Lefay CC would be insane.
Oh, absolutely.
But can they find it? Take a quick peek at leveling order. What?
Nothing, young man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not conspiring against you or nothing. I wouldn't do that for you, Blondie. I wouldn't do that.
Both teams content after first blood, just slowly farming it up, at least for second relics or second item spikes. Not willing to take a big fight quite yet. This Hercules doesn't have blink, has this heavenly, mainly for this Cthulhu ult. That's on her, just stepping forward as best he can, looking for as much damage as he can. There's the Bacchus blink. He's able to find a nice little blink ultimate on this on her. Force his ult. Bacchus just waiting for cooldowns. Fortunately, the Bacchus winning the trade for damage into this on her. Cthulhu stopping back. Red and purple about to spawn in with the on her back. Should be easy wave pressure into neutral buffs once again. I'm curious by this Hachi going Dom. I'm assuming into Gauntlet here. On her up downs. Cthulhu now going to be stepping forward. The damage should be here to kill this on her on the up down. More than happy to take it on her. Also beats on the way out. A big pick here for Gates of Genie. Blue buff was secured by Storm Fury, but one member of the team goes down. Should result in an easy purple buff. It's the
You gotta save that jump, man. You can't just give it to him for free. That's what Blondie would tell you.
Yeah, the jump was a little rough. It's always an awkward situation because your mobility is kind of everything. As soon as you're dropping it, you're going to go down because you have this Cthulhu, you have some Hachi ult for slow. Yeah.
Double CC. Hachi man hitting you from a football field away.
It's like half a football field.
Alright, buddy.
Pipple did. They pulled it back on a reverse sweep. Yeah, Frozen Fighters. Bacchus getting a nice little flop, trying to secure Johnson. What?
No, I tried to tell him, Blondie. Like, Trendary's right there. You know, he's speaking the facts. That's how it should be. Everyone knows the truth. I think this is going to be a really slow game. I think that's exactly what the Storm Fury wants.
Storm Fury wants to get these, get your double DPS itemization, typically 4th item slot. Especially considering you need Xe King's Dom for this on her to feel relevant into this double guard. And this Lefay needs Percent Pen and Soul Reaver to really chunk down with this ADC for this double front line. I think the big thing I'm concerned with is we delayed it with an Aussie for a little sustain for this on her. I just don't know, especially as they're continuing to give up neutral buffs, the farm is going to continue to swing in favor of Gates of Genie. If they're able to find a big pick, typically around the second relic spikes, look for a big pick, look for a bull. Gates of Genie can kind of run away with this game, and when you're behind with an on her who doesn't have that range, it's going to be a little rough for them to fight a way back in. It's a nice
Still highly
pillar.
possible.
It is plausible.
On her's damage can just be scary.
I think a lot of that is stagnated off this Aussie, though.
Agreed.
Johnson spawning in. Bacchus, nice little flop. He's going to be forced to offer the CC immunity. Does he have the survivability? The damage there off of the blink. Bacchus ult engage, followed up with a Hachi Cthulhu ult. He's able to secure a pick on this on her. Just don't have that survivability. The Bacchus really well played, waiting for that ult or that jump, knowing he had to leap away. Hachi sending back. Bacchus just throwing a sentry on Bull. It's a big lead. It's kind of a dream start for an ADC, being 3-0 to 11 minutes in. Fair amount of farm. You're 2.5, if not 3 levels up on your opposing ADC. For those that ask, by the way, I know everyone thinks Imagine Dragon is my favorite music. This is my favorite kind of music. Unironically. On her actually pulls Bull on a sentry ward. And they're very aware of it already coming to stop him and show a presence. Stop capping? Bruh. John Bellion is so good. He's the only person I've gone to see in concert.
Doesn't sound like Imagine Dragons to me.
Yeah, just not Imagine Dragons. Johnson being pinged out. Shifting forward. This Bacchus able to get on top of this on her once again. Great some separation for Johnson. Cthulhu dashing in. This season pass is crazy. This Bacchus actually jumps in. This is a tower dive. This Bacchus should go down, but does the on her go down in return? A 1-for-1. Dare I say a 2-for-1.
Ooh.
With Lefay and on her both going down, and Hachi extremely healthy, should easily result in a bull pull, and is full gauntlet stacked as well. It's a crazy amount of damage turned on to both DPS. It's a big point to point out. This Lefay has Blink looking for a big engage. Unfortunately, when you're the one getting engaged on, not able to find that big value. Hercules is on red buff, and I'm not really sure. He's going to have to use Boulder, which he doesn't have to secure this over the Cthulhu. He finds it with the push. There's the blink from the Lefay to force Aegis off this Hachi. However, I think that's going to be it, as the Hercules is going to be forced to back, not having mana, secures Rad, but loses T1. This double front line creating so much pressure for this Hachi to be able to operate at will.
Yeah, Honor has just not been allowed to play.
Yeah, a lot of it comes down. You get behind, it's going to be so rough to play at all. I'm just a little concerned when you go this traditional comp, especially considering your range doesn't match a mage. You're always stepping up ahead of that mage, and you're just in a really rough spot because the double guard's going to be looking at you long before they look at this Lefay. So your positioning has to be exceptional, and the few up downs kind of causing him to go down puts him behind, and if he's not able to get this itemization online to really chunk down this double frontline or double mage, you can see how he's easily getting traded when he's 3 levels down. This Bacchus looking for a solo and able to find it in the face of 3.
Oh, man. He is just not respecting Bacchus damage. That damage is insane.
That is so unfortunate. It's 40% cooldown, a glorious Pride 1 proc with Thorns and ult, able to pick up this on her even without help. This Bacchus now with the double blink. The Lefay is now the target without any survivability or peel. Unfortunately, going to go down under Bird while the Hachi secures the Bird, ulting forward. 2 members down on her, spawning in 2. T1 Bird and 2 members. Just a rough situation for Storm to be able to fight their way back into this.
It is still winnable. This is Joust.
It is still winnable. They have their win condition is 2. They have to win 2 fights. Storm Fury have to win 2 fights. This On Her has to find 2 picks, get this Exi online to be able to fight a way back into this. I think a big portion of that's going to become either Herc's got to find some big setup followed up by that Lefay CC, or they're going to have to work down a target that's overextending due to confidence. And I'm wondering if that's the Bacchus. However, I'm not sure they have the items to do it. Especially, and now the big thing, we're talking about all this as a double, like a mid-guard already in the line for this Cthulhu, and about to be a second mid-guard for this Bacchus. I'm not sure you're going to find that window. At attack speed and movement speed slow, especially post-jump, I don't know if you actually survive it. Now the fire waves beating in. Cthulhu Bacchus stepping forward. They can look for at least a pick. If not, if they find a pick, they can go for an end. Otherwise, it should be half this Titan's HP as the goal off of this dive. Bacchus getting chunked down just a little bit. What would Blondie do? Probably die, unfortunately. Nice little Bacchus blink ultimate. A Hercules with a beautiful pull. Forces Hachi to ult out for safety. There's a little bit of that CC we had mentioned. That pull forces the Hachi to ult away. It's a little sign of life. They are able to find half that Titan's HP, so still a net win for Gates of Guinea. The Hercules is prowling. This is not a bad idea. They full clear Fire Wave, and this On Her was on Bull the entire time. If he's able to secure this Bull and get out, this would be a pivotal change in some of this momentum. He's got to send it. He has to get this back off. So they clear. They have one more Fire Wave. They have Bull. So now Gates of Guinea are forced to fight into a Bird without Bull up. This is a potential, a little bit of pressure for them. This Hachi can't be a chance to step in. Lefay ults to create some separation. Now's their chance to clear that Fire Wave. Bacchus doesn't have Blink as well. That's actually a small net win here for Storm. That's a big fight.
We got the execution, Kins. He's doing nice. Good.
That's actually a big change. I think the only other thing I would like to mention is just the lack of percent pen. This Lefay.
On the Morgan Lefay. Yep.
If we're able to get an op shard, or a little percent, whether it's an Obshard, coin, etc. This could be a big game changer. Unfortunately, the Fae getting caught for this overextension. I'm concerned. This Bacchus and Cthulhu looking for 1v1s on this DPS. Cthulhu just trying to kite for dear life. Fortunately, if this Bacchus able to catch it, but a beautiful fear at the feet for LaFay to be able to path out actually gives her that survivability and that self-peel to walk out. I honestly, genuinely thought that would have been a pick on LaFay and a devastating fight. Instead, able to survive, turns it into a big net win. This on her just needs this farm. We're getting this Obshard online. This will be the pivotal spike. And hopefully a final item slot. Storm Fury might have a window back into this game. We're talking starters now. And the Hachi already has his online. Cthulhu just ticking over to level 20. Hey, what's up, Arnunos? Hey, Arnunos? Nah, you know, I can't even do it. I can't even do it. I was trying to, like, change it for FabDuel. I'm just gonna keep calling him Arnunos. There you go.
Call him Arnie.
You call him Arnie?
Come on, fuck. They would have been in a much better spot here if the Honor didn't give them so much early game, young man. This double front line is just brutal with the lead.
And it's only going to continue to be
They
brutal.
might have
Cthulhu hasn't had a chance to back and get this upgraded starter, so Hachi the only one in this game with starter at the moment. So I agree with the double front line with the early pressure. But can they buy enough time to get some starters online? And because this on her is full DPS, it is notable this LaFay can go alternate. She just ticked to 20. Instead, finishing Obshard.
I think that's the wise choice.
Yeah, the percent pen is definitely needed.
But if that was a conduit gem.
On her getting speed. Cthulhu hasn't had a chance to grab starter here, so neither starter. Hachi's still the only one with starter currently in this match. It's going to come down to one team fight. They fought it out. They kind of clawed back in. Stagnated this back out. Where the XP is going to become not as relevant. The gold's still relevant. And they actually hovered this Guan. Knock-up immunity for this Atlas pull or Bacchus flop in. Should find some big value. I thought for a second we were going to see a run back of the comp we just saw earlier. Taylor, you got awful quiet when you didn't see it.
Huh? Sorry, sir. No. Oh shit. No. So what happened is they didn't expect it, and they were right. They didn't even see it. You know, they knew they were sleeping. I'm sorry. I was fixing permissions. When me and you were doing the permission testing, I forgot to change them back in Pit server, and they can't do something. I just was not paying attention, young man. I apologize, Steve.
But a Bacchus Medusa Atlas, they make the change. They change off of this traditional comp they had originally and go for a double frontline ADC, and already switching the characterization and roles where Screaming Eagle is actually on the ADC or Gotchi running 0 or on this double guard. So completely flopped it all together. But game number 2, who's taking it home? Whoa, we're already into the game. Somebody spectated a little late and immediately looks for a first blood. So fortunately, somebody didn't hit spectate right away. Regardless, first blood underway. Both teams, or I should say, will be backing momentarily in preparation for this red buff after next wave. The first blood, Bacchus going down, AMC getting that kill is pretty pivotal considering the gold that that's actually going to give. Red buff's pulled. Can they find the secure before they're actually able to come in? Bacchus Muzzle there alone, giving him this red buff. And what do you think the win cons are for Storm Fury? They adjusted the draft. Do they punish? Are they able to get the chance to punish this AMC instead? Punish the Sobek post dash. They're trying to do it. They're trying to drop all that they have. The utility is there. Atlas alt. Just not enough. And Sobek, with his alt, able to get away. There was all 3 alts dropped. Unfortunately, just not enough damage quite yet. Maybe they're going to find that in the builds later. There was a Medusa Beads, though. Bacchus? Actually, hold on. Bacchus was looking to steal blue buff. He did flop, and the Gates of Genie unable to punish it. Take a quick peek at leveling orders. There's nothing out of the ordinary when you're checking leveling orders. A double Thebes here for Storm Fury on these Guardians. And 4 axes. I'm curious, Taylor, as we're starting to get to know you as a commentator, what's your stance on Guardians going gem over axe? Do you continue to go this axe proc? Do you flex a little bit? If so, when and who on who?
Are you talking the conduit gem, young man?
I am talking conduit gem.
Okay, whoa, wait. I don't like the way you kind of, you know what I mean, side on that. But anyway, yeah, I do like it, but it's not better than Warriors, in my personal opinion. It really depends on the comp you're going. Also, we found out that Fafnir, like, if you're a mage with conduit gem and Fafnir does it too, it seems to like proc both at the same time. That is insane early pressure damage on that mage. Like, it's stuff like that you know, it can make it very viable.
I did not know that.
But,
I'm learning something new today.
Well, the Warriors procs off of it as well. Like that is sneaky damage for your mage too. It's just it's good to have. I feel.
Red buff.
Either one of them.
Stolen away with Gates of Genie with this AMC range damage. Atlas trying to secure Johnson's for his team. This Bacchus flops in. You have to be super careful that the Sobek doesn't get a pluck on a tower with that stun. Able to find it. Can they find this damage? Guan's going to be ulting this. They're going to wait for that stinger. But Bacchus able to flop away. But do they have the damage to punish this Guan? They do. Medusa feeling confident enough to dash forward to find a pick on the re-engage.
I'm liking the roll swaps here.
It's feeling a little cleaner.
Bacchus should just have a lot of pressure here. There's not much that can stop him down except the Sobek. That man should just be running around having a good time. He is playing the wrong skin though.
Or which skin are you going to go on, Bacchus?
I think you know that answer, young man. Boy. Type shit.
Oh no.
Yeah. I like the fat man, young man. And the chest hair on that skin? OP as fuck.
It's big.
It is big.
I'll make a mental note.
One day I'll have chest hair like that, young man. And those voice lines will forever be stuck in my head.
So with that return pick, they're able to bring this to, dare I say, near even. XP lead still favoring Gates of Genie. However, they're finding a window back in. I'm wondering what will be the game-changing team fight that we're going to look at. You'd mentioned both of these ADCs are going ability-based. They're not going this auto-attack. So can they have, or will they have enough damage to punish these extensions? Sobek pluck not there. But Guan ulting forward. The Stinger connects to the Bacchus. And a Medusa ult wasn't enough to buy that time and space. Unfortunately, they look like they're plenty healthy enough to continue stepping forward. Hornshard popped by Medusa, looking for cooldown. This Bacchus has to be oh so careful on these leaps, especially with the CC.
And before gauntlet stacks as well.
Here's that block.
You are just paper thin.
Medusa hovering this red by 3 members running after this Atlas. AMC was positioning over toward Bull, thinking Medusa maybe was looking for a cheeky Bull pull. Instead, gives her the time to secure the red buff. I think that's the biggest thing. It was like the aggression. Like Sobek wants to look for you. If your dash is down, it only gives him more value on that pluck. So we have to be a little conscious of these dashes. Not to mention the Guan ult followed by a Stinger with the CC. They're going to have the damage of lockdown, especially as itemization comes online. And putting yourself behind is going to be just really rough.
All they have to do here is stay afloat, and I think they win in the end. Medusa's damage is just scary, young man.
I do think she's received plenty of buffs, but I'm a little concerned on what that might actually turn out to be, though. Bacchus able to secure Johnson. The big thing I'm keeping an eye on is this Bacchus is underleveled. If he continues to get picked or gets underleveled, I'm worried about his relevance.
He seems to be putting himself in awkward situations on repeat.
Purple buffs up. We're going to be starting to tick over to second relics for level 12. Atlas the first
Thieves
at level
is
12.
Online.
Thieves is online for both. It isn't online for the Sobek quite yet. I don't know if that's going to be as big a deal, though. Sobek flock into an alt. Bacchus flopped in. Going to be yet another Guan ult, hopefully followed up by a Stinger. There it is. Is the damage there to punish them? The Thieves not enough to give them that survivability, and AMC able to pick up Stinger post-kill. Just have to be oh so careful. This purple buff and a pick going to Gates of Guinea. I think the damage is there. Like, the big thing, they're just literally just waiting for this Bacchus flop. That seems to be the big call out for Gates of Genie. As soon as this Bacchus flops, give him a little slow, go for a Guan ult into an AMC Stinger, and the damage comes through. You need to get this Bacchus to get some farm and hopefully secure some survivability. Instead, the Stinger goes actually underneath the Sobek pluck. They might actually get away, but do they even need the Stinger? The damage coming through it anyway. See, I just...
You can't be giving them your jumps for free. That's just, you can't be doing that.
They're feeding off of the Bacchus at the current moment. This lead, we continue to give it to this ADC. I think a big thing I'm worried about, if that Stinger connects, this is going to be a fail knot. He does have Breastplate online. Atlas dashing away. Blue buff spawning in for both teams. Listen, at the end of the day, this is not out of the realm of possibility for a win. Both teams are still very in it. Gates of Genie obviously have a lead, but Storm, they just have to make sure that this Bacchus has her survivability. If it just, he has to sit looking for the second relic, so be it. But he cannot be the target. Someone else has to be the one to step up. This is a ton of words. Preparation for Bull. Medusa's got to be careful. Forced to beats and dash away. That is a big relic expended. And a big note to call out. This is a blink on this Medusa. Looking to be the engage. AMC pathing over toward Bull. While Guan looks to zone. Bull is pulled. Guan has ult. Bull at half. Bacchus should be able to secure this over the MC, so he's just got to wait. There is no hurry, just standing there enough of the MC tanks. That's perfect. Instead, flops in, forces beats, but this reclaps. He's out of range for his team to join. That stun's gonna come through for Stinger. Is the damage there? The Atlas dashing forward. Bacchus should go down, but the Medusa, is she able to find a return? Bacchus gonna ultimately go down here. Buying as much time for his team as possible. AMC pulling red. T1 now hanging in the balance. Bacchus down for 14. All three members strong. Trying to secure this tier 1. Sobek tanking. They're able to secure T1. They have the damage? That Medusa ult does an absurd amount of damage. Guan ult cancels. Does that provide the separation they need? Medusa, it's a nice little blink for a wrap. AMC able to path out, but can they find another pick on this Guan? This might be the sign of life that they've been looking for. The cleanse on the move of speed, giving to the Medusa and a double pick. 2 frontliners down for 30. Can they find some return value here? This could be a T1 bull and a complete swing in a lead for Storm.
You know they wouldn't have got that without blink.
You do have to call that out. That is notable. Step out, step out, step out. Don't tank the shots. You need to be able to take bull. Can they get bull with this? It was thought. Unfortunately, they're not because they overtanked the T1. They get T1 and can't pick bull. Instead, Gates of Guinea now the ones to pull it. Bull secured for Gates of Guinea. Atlas. Oh man, zoom. Red not quite up yet. Sobek plucking Atlas in. Medusa is not here to really turn this damage, so they're going to be losing this trade as far as damage output. Guan ulti forward. They're looking for this Bacchus once again. Stinger drop is the damage there. Sobek just dropping ult to buy some separation in time for the AMC Guan to kill this Bacchus. This Bacchus survives. It's actually a big net win. Medusa looking for a wrap. Big ultimate comes through. Forces the AMC beads. But Atlas, forced to tank alone with a Bacchus being poked out, should go down and does. 3 members strong and a pick. Sobek blinking forward, gets Medusa beads. Guan on top, bull to their names. Should easily result in a bird, but doesn't result in another pick. Medusa, forced to be here alone, goes down as a second. 2 members down for 30 plus seconds. Bacchus, the last man standing, and a wave here to boot. This could possibly be game unless the Bacchus able to pull forward a miracle. Doesn't have all. Gets plucked post-leap. Taylor, it's all falling apart.
Yeah, I'm
Game
not liking that.
number 2, Gates of Guinea with a clean 2-0. Takes it home. We pull up current league stats as of this moment. The GG.
But honestly, you know, curious to see how they do in the future. I feel like they're not very coordinated. You know, they're very fresh on the scene together.
Yeah, it's a newer
Give
team.
some time.
There's definitely...